I believe that modern construction can be easy, simple, interesting, and inexpensive. You just need to look at it from a slightly different angle and realize that small buildings don't necessarily have to be the way we're used to seeing them. Lightness instead of heaviness is the key to the approach I propose. A cheap homemade composite material instead of expensive traditional ones. This has long been demonstrated by my project, the house for $1,000, as well as many structures I've built using innovative ultra-simple technology. Anyone can quickly master it, even those with no construction experience. I believe it's time to share what influenced me and how I came to all of this. The songs of Yasha Kosyak for accessible construction solutions. Our small family business of making barrel saunas greatly changed my perspective afterwards. Everything I'm about to tell you is one of the stages of a long journey that will lead me to becoming a master builder. So let's go step by step. Hello everyone. Well, this is our first trip, the first time we're delivering a sauna for an order. A historic moment. I tried to keep a small video blog about all this. In video blogging, I was taking my first timid steps. Don't judge too harshly. These are real shots of the very first time the bathhouse was set up to take orders. Almost all the events described in this video took place back in 2017. Passersby craned their necks at my advertising object, and I felt very pleased with myself. We're all leaving. Let's go to the sauna. It seemed to me that this time, as an intuitive advertiser, I hit the mark exactly. Every following morning started like this for me. I would take the bathhouse out to where summer residents and country dwellers are suffering, every day rushing to their country homes or back from them. While my mobile barrel sauna was taking orders, I started to feel like a business owner. A lot of free time, I could do anything I wanted. Orders would start coming in any minute. I would hire people and quickly set up production. I already had some organizational experience. I blocked the wheels with homemade reliable locks, set up sturdy support stands, and tightened them with a special 17mm wrench, so that mischievous kids couldn't accidentally move my creation and hurt themselves. And for now, I can have a good rest. The days are long in summer. After the bathhouse attracted attention all day, and I took calls from interested people, in the evening it could be taken out into nature. We could also use the barrel sauna as a camper. We had already gotten used to it, and we really liked it. I remember driving to the river through a nearby village when a scared woman stopped us and asked what we were carrying. I explained that it was an unusual sauna that anyone could order if they wanted to. The woman grew more scared. At first, I didn't understand. Only when we moved on did I remember that she was the owner of a private sauna from this village. It's exactly because of her business that drunken yelling from the powerful karaoke often reaches our village next door. I also considered renting out mobile barrel saunas. When these saunas are taken out to rivers or lakes, their noisy drunken visitors won't bother the neighbors. Only advantages.
It's just a sign.
Locust attack.
Under the hammer. It's like throwing it under the hammer. There was an order. If Bud can't make it himself, he'll have to deliver it.
50 people. When the locust settled on the bathhouse, my friend Dimitri cheered me up, saying it's probably a good sign. There shouldn't be a shortage of orders. I got suspicious. As a cautious Belarusian, I'm not used to believing in good omens. My friend Dimitri still had a small business back then, which didn't require much of his time.
I'm bringing a couple to him.
Very quickly, I started to feel just like my friend. Now I also have a business where I won't have to work myself to exhaustion. Here's a professional cast right through the grass. The key is to quickly find hobbies to fill your free time. We've already been lazy tourists, so we decided to become fishermen too. Fishermen who fish more for show than for the catch. The younger son German liked this idea, and Dimitri's children supported it too. Don't judge us too harshly. Until now, we hadn't truly become fishermen. And you could say these are our first steps. They say beginners are lucky. As far as I remember, when it got completely dark, we did manage to catch some fish. We got up early, made some fish soup, went for a swim, and I took Banya to her workplace. Luca has been at the editor-proofreader site in a crowded place for the 4th day. And just about half an hour ago, some guy called and said that Yanghazao, Balcoma region. He asked if there was a permit for the ad and why it was placed. I said there's no permit yet. There's just a phone number written on the banner. He said we need to get a permit, otherwise they'll remove it. That's why I'm going. Economics Committee. The phone number they called from was hidden. After running around to different offices, I realized that it probably wasn't them who called. I instantly recalled Sarancha at the bathhouse. Apparently, Sarancha avoided big orders, even though my friend Sarancha encouraged them. The embodiment of competition that devours kindness in people. It's not uncommon for competitors to sell each other out completely. They could have called from the recreation complex Saraya Kata, which is nearby. The city has many restaurants and hotels. I've heard the bigger the business, the more ruthless the management. The name has been changed, since it might not have been them. The first sign on the bathhouse, as I later realized, wasn't very informative. From it, you could think that a whole range of services was offered in the barrel. They could have called from the neighboring sanatorium. They have a sauna and all kinds of baths. The sanatorium is state-owned, but self-financed. That's why they'll fight for each client. The first thing I decided was to change the location of the object. I moved it to another busier place, farther from the unlucky first one. Just to be safe, I also gathered and submitted the documents for advertising registration. Then the days flew by. In the morning, I take them to the bathhouse. During the day, I answer calls. If someone seems truly interested, I go out, explain, and show everything on site. There's a lot of interest, but no orders yet. Having a working sample is really cool. And finally, the first order. Then another pause. If they had ordered 5 or more baths, it would be different. Hiring workers for just one order isn't worth it, so I chose to do it myself. At the same time, I'll improve my skills, and later I'll be able to teach apprentices. There's a small downside. When there's a sample, most people want it just like the sample. The client really liked my homemade kiln made from used metal profiles, which I had to make because of limited funds. No matter how much I tried to convince her to buy one, she refused. Well, I'll earn more. Nothing I can do. I used some metal profiles from my stock. I enjoy exercising with the angle grinder. I'll only buy a plasma cutter when I start getting lots of orders. I was more interested in figuring out how to get some used metal profiles again. With it, the furnace's profit hit 500%. I'm recalling the furnace design. It's only in my head. It almost turned out to be some kind of messed up thing. We'll do the firing differently. It happens. I agree. And that's how it is, Bashbema. The second furnace was even better than the first. German handled the careful initial firing at the production site. We heated it up to 650 degrees. That way we relieved all the stress from the welded seams. The furnace design really turned out to be heartfelt. I made the grooves in the boards by hand. I had a router, but I wanted to improve my chisel skills. I spent quite a bit of time bringing the surface to a perfect finish by sanding. It's definitely worth it. I got carried away and didn't notice when the dust bag tore. I really didn't want to become like that Papa Carlo type who carefully brushes himself off before meeting a client but doesn't actually get any cleaner. With a serious look, he pulls a crumpled notebook from his robe and, drawing on his business experience, asserts his point importantly. That's the image of a self-employed person, but definitely not a businessman. It scared me, so I quickly patched up the dust bag. I felt like a businessman who, due to temporary difficulties, had to hire himself as a worker. When I worked as an acting worker, I also felt pretty good. My head didn't hurt about anything. Saw, sand, paint, twist. I was building my second bathhouse faster than the first because I was making fewer mistakes. Now I know that it's better to trim the reinforcement bars before fully assembling the front and back walls. Doing it later will be less convenient. The phone rings and now I'm an employee at the call center of a construction company specializing in building saunas. I know what a professional worker means. Back when we had a small furniture business, we had people like that working for us. A good specialist delivers high quality work and works very fast. I seemed to manage the quality part, but when it came to speed, things weren't so great. I'm not an optimist, maybe even a tyrant. I can't rule that out, but I'm definitely not optimistic. But when I sit down to edit a new video and remember the old times, all the negativity just goes away. There's so much negativity in the media, and there's plenty of it around us too. Making people pity you is easier than spreading positivity. Back then, I felt like I was in deep trouble, but looking at it now, through the lens of years, it was actually a great period of my life. It really wasn't that bad at all. Before working for myself, I had never worked for anyone else, so it was also a fight for personal freedom and independence. It seemed to me that I had to win, otherwise the years would wear me down and I'd end up with a career as a security guard. After all, to be honest, I don't really know how to do anything else. They chose to assemble the first bathhouse at the customer's location instead of delivering it fully assembled. First of all, I wanted to work out this process since there would be more of them in the future. And secondly, I decided to save money on hiring a crane truck for loading and unloading. My eldest son, Mark, volunteered to help me. It's not like he was insisting on it, but he helps, and that's good. I kept wondering why there wasn't a flood of orders. My prices are like those of the few competitors or even lower. I believe my quality is higher. I offer fast production times. A barrel sauna isn't a complicated product, but it does take some work. I've only done this briefly, but have already made several improvements. I use steel cables with heavy-duty turnbuckles instead of stainless steel hoops because I couldn't afford stainless steel, and cables worked out better. Thanks to this, the boards are actually tightened. Hoops are more of a shiny decoration than real fasteners. I came up with the idea to make an air gap between the top boards and the moisture-resistant plywood. The plywood is needed as a reliable and even base for flexible shingles. Competitors not only don't make this gap, but they even save money on plywood. They lay the flexible shingles directly on the boards. Meanwhile, in summer, the soft roofing heats up to 80 degrees Celsius and above. Without an air gap, all that heat affects the top boards for days, causing them to dry out and gaps the size of a finger to appear. I consider Shinglass Techno Nickel flexible shingles the gold standard for barrel sauna roofing. I can't even imagine what other material could provide such reliable roofing for this shape. By the way, for the first sample sauna, I used Shinglass left over from building the roof of our main house. It lasted for 8 years and didn't lose its properties at all. So, when my now older youngest son, German, and I recently redid the roof of our utility block, I didn't think twice and bought fresh Shinglass again. Techno Nicole, Country, brown with cutouts, Dragon's Tooth. I'll include a link below to a video showing that even a 16-year-old can handle this roofing. If you haven't seen it, check it out. In my sample bathhouse, I set up the roof pipe cheaply and makeshift, but it looks nice and cost almost nothing. In the client's bathhouse, we do everything according to fire safety standards. Sandwich pipe, insulation, imported master flash, looks great. When I got tired of moving the bathhouse in and out every day, I would park it at paid lots in different parts of the city. The vigilant police advised against leaving it by the road overnight. Once it got dark, they'd call and tell me to remove such a beauty. By my estimate, more than 100,000 people have already seen the exhibit in a city of over 500,000. When I went out to clients, I acted like a seasoned bathhouse cover specialist, as if another order was just everyday routine for me. It proved slightly beneficial that the bathhouse arrived ready-made and could be unloaded by crane. So what's up with you? We put it on the roof. Our cramped little summer plots really resisted this. Alright, then I'll show it to the crane operator. I'll block it again. I don't have any problems with that. First the grapevine blocked the driveway, then the trees, then difficult neighbors. So where does the entrance go? No. Is there a small gate there, Seryoja? He told himself orders were slow because the product was new and customers needed time to warm up, which could take months or more. He wasn't bothered by the uniqueness of the orders. Upholstered furniture had prepared him for it. He continued to run his blog and make videos about his previous projects. My video about the homemade white foam boat covered with fiberglass and epoxy was getting a decent number of views. The sandwich's super strong hull kept bothering me, so I continued searching. Where else can it be used? Videos about my failed fiberglass boat business project were also getting a good number of views. I even started receiving various business offers, but I was already dreaming about barrel saunas, so I turned them down. I also made a video about a sauna on sleds during a low snow winter. It didn't catch on. I also made a video about a homemade trailer platform for transporting a barrel sauna prototype and for other household needs. After the first trailer video, many asked how I registered the homemade vehicle, so I made a detailed follow-up video. My blog gradually shifted from covering everything to focusing on do-it-yourself. Here are some shots. I managed to turn some rusty cutouts from a demolished fence into a decorative cap for the chimney. It's not just a decorative thing, but also protection for the sauna pipe. Even then, I knew the path would be tough, and the sauna would have to pass through tree branches on the way to the ponds. By the way, the cap itself has a levitating effect. The cap hovers above the pipe between 5 prongs. You get it, there wasn't enough money for a store-bought cap. I also filmed the garden. I got tired of sore fingers and torn gloves from working with the soil. I found a piece of polyethylene pipe behind the shed, quickly made a little invention, and shot a video about it. Here's a fragment of it.
You farm naturally and organically, but your fingers get tired and your gloves wear out fast. I'm excited to introduce KOA Fingers, the best tool for loosening soil. Now you'll learn to make the same ones in minutes.
The video went viral, and even memes appeared. Many public pages quickly picked it up, where it gained a huge number of views. I managed to create a viral video. When my friend Dimitri came over, he even thought I was a celebrity. My friend quickly suggested we have some calming tea. I was shaking from my first successful video on the internet. I even invented a new Russian word, kopaltsy. If you don't believe me, Google it.
Good for your health.
My friend Dimitri and I really love to talk about blue and red oceans. Just
Spontaneously, I hear this kind of chatter. Isn't it a bit much? Maybe the portion could be deadly. This is...
such marketing concepts about 2 types of markets.
We give with spirit, give band a look, give.
Red oceans are existing highly competitive markets where businesses fight hard for customer share. It was in such an ocean that our small furniture business drowned, and blue oceans are new, non-competitive market niches.
Let's try this tea now.
I noticed this same niche in barrel sauna production. Here you go.
Here's this kind of chocolate station.
Just a reminder, this was a long time ago, and competition was very different then. In spirit.
Fire?
At the sample bathhouse, we couldn't afford a water heater, so I told clients I preferred washing in rivers and lakes. A lot of time has passed since the sample bathhouse and trailer were built. The sample required constant maintenance to keep it looking attractive. Splashes, dirt, and road dust affected its appearance, so some rejuvenating work was needed. The bathhouse's construction reliability was thoroughly tested during a journey of hundreds of kilometers on rough roads. Some technical maintenance was also required. I made the necessary adjustments during the warranty period. Everything is nice and even. There were minor complaints. The coating, it's a normal coating. It's fine for me.
Searching for everything. No need. It's dark for me.
It'll snap shut. This stove is powerful.
But
Overall, everything is great.
move over.
He spared no money on quality equipment. He still couldn't manage to hire real wage labor. His sons helped him. He joked that this was our very small family business. My new videos are now released earlier on RooTube. Find the link to Yasha Koshak's songs on RooTube below the video. Due to changes, YouTube sidelined Russian language content, but on RooTube I'm getting millions of views again. I also got a new instrument. Do-it-yourself Sauna kits for self-assembly were being developed for mid-level, do-it-yourself bloggers. After years, I still made it despite everything. The Yasha Koshak Songs channel received its 4th Best Do-It-Yourself blogger nomination at the 7th VC Instrumentiar U Awards. This time, we even made it into 2 categories, Do-It-Yourself Educator and Resource Keeper. Voting ends November 30. The link will be below the video. You can also win tickets to the award ceremony, which will take place in Moscow. You can support the channel through the Boosty service. The link is below the video. You can also support Yasha Koshak's songs on YouTube by clicking the sponsor button. The client, Sergey, looking at our work, suggested, "It seems, Yasha, you really enjoy working with wood. You probably live for it." "I can't live without it," I said. Perhaps my drive for quality was influenced by being born near the ultra-meticulous Germans when my parents were serving their country in the German Democratic Republic. If this were Russian style, you could just use an axe and finish quickly, but a barrel sauna is Scandinavian, so you can't use the Russian method. My son Mark was born in Belarus near Russia and Ukraine, so it's easier for him to work than it is for me. You have to keep a close eye on him. Here are the conclusions I've made. A modern super material should be cheap and easily accessible. Go ahead, spin it. Expensive and finicky wood wasn't suitable for this role. Another conclusion, I was starting to realize that something needed to change. This way, I wouldn't really make any money. I'm bound by routine and work, which keeps me from creating anything truly new or revolutionary. We need a simple and cheap technology that self-builders, housewives, and even children can use to build. Post-Soviet people are hardworking and prefer doing things themselves. I've often heard, we don't need your Scandinavian ones, we'll make our own for pennies. I recommend sharing your own conclusions too. What mistakes did I make in business planning? My head is tired from recalling everything from 2017, and I can barely express it in words. If you haven't watched the first part about the events that started all the way back in 2011, I'll leave the link below the video. Check it out. In the next episode, I'll try to tell you how I joined the House for $1,000 1,000 project and how it will affect everything. So, to be continued, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the Yashka Koshiak Songs channel, plus Rutube, VKontakte Group, TikTok, and Zen. All links are below the video. Also, hit the bell. I'll keep you updated. Two queens, peace to the world. Thank you.